Today is Blue Monday, apparently the most depressing day of the year. We're here to tell you that is bullshit and why it's bullshit. This is the Curios Cast, episode 64. 5. You guys have probably heard of Blue Monday before, maybe?
I have. I sort of didn't realise it was one specific day. I've heard of it as just like the Monday blues, maybe. Maybe I have heard of Blue Monday, but I can't remember. So, yeah. So Blue Monday is supposedly the most depressing day of the year. Okay.
It's usually the third Monday of January, which is what it is today. Sometimes it's fallen on like the second or the fourth, I think, just depends on how the weeks line up and stuff. And apparently it's calculated using an equation, including factors such as the weather. Obviously, pretty shit time of the year, especially in the UK for the weather. It's cold and rainy and a bit miserable. Sun's not up that long. People's financial status, such as the fact they might be in a lot of debt just after Christmas. People have probably spent a lot of money, don't have a huge amount in the bank, and it hasn't been payday yet for a lot of people. So as it gets towards the end of the month, obviously less and less money. Time since Christmas, I guess people have lost that Christmas cheer. Like maybe I guess the beginning of January you might still have a little bit of ho 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 in you. Yeah,
that's the main one I was going to think, because just like you have Christmas, it's cold, but like you're thinking about Christmas the whole time in the lead up to it. Then you have a little bit as it trails off where you're like, and then eventually it's just fucking bleak. I'm surprised it's not a bit further on though, because it's normally about February, and I start thinking, fuck me, why is it still cold?
Yeah,
I forgot, and it's like the deepest of winter by February, and I sort of in my head am like, the middle of winter's Christmas. It's just not, is it? It's like barely the start.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I've genuinely just Googled before, usually around about January, February, when is it going to be warm?
Yeah,
yeah. Even though it's the same roughly every year, I know when spring is, but
yeah, it just sort of fucks with your head, doesn't it? Yeah.
Is it going to be warmer sooner this year? I really don't like the winter.
See, I love it.
So I usually get a bit of relief after Christmas. This says people are depressed after Christmas, but once Christmas is over, I'm genuinely kind of like, thank fuck that's over. I'm not a big Christmas. I enjoy. I've said it before. I like Christmas Day. Christmas Day is good. I don't like the fact that it's kind of been extended to a whole season, and you have the whole Christmas season. I don't enjoy that.
Yeah, I really like Christmas. I like Boxing Day. I like the whole sort of week before Christmas. Yeah. I like the vibe, the atmosphere.
I quite like it. Yeah, I like it. I did enjoy not fucking working in retail this Christmas as well. It must be said.
Yeah,
I've just been out to say, do you want to come to the pub? Yes. Well, actually, but although it was no, I've got no money. But yeah, I can. And just you buy me a drink.
Yeah. Another factor in these equations is people may have broken their New Year's resolutions by this point. People have, skipped a week or two at the gym by that point, and had a drink, had a smoke, whatever their New Year's resolution was. Yeah, that's usually the point where you've
you've cracked. Yeah. You've realised that you paid for your gym membership and you ain't.
Yeah, but you ain't been that much. You went on the 2nd of January, and that was it. And it says low motivational levels, which I don't really like. Yeah, I guess.
Like if you're back at work after a Christmas break, some people have 2 weeks off, don't they?
Yeah,
don't really do a lot maybe over Christmas, and then you're like, fuck. And people leave a lot of stuff. So the week before you break, you leave the office. People are like, we'll just pick this up after Christmas.
Yeah.
And you don't think about it for 2 weeks. You come back and you've got that big pile of stuff that you didn't want to think about.
Yeah.
So your motivation is going to be at an all-time low, probably.
Yeah. So I guess it all does kind of make sense, the whole formula for why people might be down in the dumps around this time of year. But that's why you listen to podcasts like this, to bring you up. And
it's also the name of a fucking great song. I'm guessing they must have named it after this. I never thought about it until now. But yes, Blue Monday by...
Yes. Shout out New Order.
New Order, that's it.
Yeah.
I saw New Order. We saw him at Festival when it was at the Isle of Wight. And I remember it was maybe they still. I'm assuming they still do. But it used to be like it was they had a fancy dress theme, and it was wicked because like pretty much as far as I'm aware, 100% of the people there actually got fancy dressed. Like, I'm sure there was a couple that didn't, but I didn't fucking see one. You know, I was expecting, like, we had some shit for it, but I was half expecting, you know, like a sort of maybe majority turnout or a few people. But it was, like, I did not see one
Was
person
it like a
who wasn't
theme?
fancy dressed. Yeah, it was a theme. So that year's theme was animals.
Okay.
So, you know, it's pretty loose, you know, like pretty easy to abide by.
Like furries.
Yeah, and they have like some clothes, you know, like charity shop type things there as well. So I guess you could even, I think maybe even we did, to be honest with you. I think maybe we grabbed some shit from there to like enhance our sort of planned costumes or something. But because I very much doubt, I know there's no way I planned it much in advance. But yeah, they played, and I remember beforehand I was like, I really want to be coming up on MDMA as Blue Monday drops.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never been so happy when I sort of forgot as well that was happening. Like, I'd forgot that I wanted to do that. And then this tune just started dropping, and I remember looking around, I was like, I did it.
Yeah, me and my mate saw him in Portsmouth at Victorious Festival a couple of years ago. And I think we weren't the only ones. I think most people were basically just waiting around for that song.
Yeah, I'm sure, unfortunately, it's probably,
Yeah.
I'm sure there are some New Order, I'm sure there's obviously plenty of New Order fans, but that's their widely known hit, isn't it?
Yeah. Now,
especially at festival.
Do you guys know how Blue Monday started?
It's when they made that song, and then everyone...
No. So...
no, I don't.
Like many things, it was a marketing campaign. And
no way.
It was by Sky, Sky Holidays. I didn't know they'd done holidays, but...
Is it the same Sky?
I think so. Sky Holidays, they came up with the idea that people are more likely to book holidays when they are feeling down and depressed and miserable. You're more likely to go,
true, isn't it? Yeah.
Want something to look forward to, right? You're more likely to go, oh, I really wish I was in the fucking Caribbean or whatever. So you're more likely to make that impulse purchase. Despite the fact you've got no money because, you know, it's before payday and whatever.
On credit.
So yeah, they sort of played on people's emotions. And because January is a low point in sales for any company, whether that's like retail or holidays or hospitality or whatever, it's usually a time of year where companies are trying their best to make as many sales as possible. So, you know, put a little ad campaign out there, be like, hey, you're depressed, didn't you? And you're like, no, of course you are. You're depressed. Come on, it's shit, isn't it? Weather, look at it. Yeah. Weather sucks, and you ain't got no money. Buy an holiday. So yeah, it's.
So what year was it? Sorry, when was it?
I think it was like 2003. Like, it was quite a while ago.
Well, so you say that then. So then their song mustn't be about that then. I was going to say.
No. Yeah. So yeah, maybe it's like a common phrase before 2005.
Yeah, but they popularised it or something.
Yeah, it was first published in 2005 as a press release from the company, which claimed to have calculated the date using an equation. The actual equation's been studied by like mathematicians and shit, and like, you know, professors, and they say it's a load of shit, which obviously. So now every year, Blue Monday, like when it gets to Blue Monday. If you're listening to this, you've probably already seen it if you've been on Twitter or something. It's usually trending, and other companies now will capitalize on it and base their marketing campaigns for that week or even just that day around Blue Monday.
Dirty Babylonians.
I know. And it's kind of like, I know, Rob, you had a little rant maybe like quite a while ago about like banks, and when they put those adverts, it's like, we're here to support small businesses, and we're here for you. It's like, well, you're not. You just want money. Like, and obviously it's just like, who are you fooling? But it must be quite a lot of people, because people do fall for it. So some examples.
The thing is, it doesn't even necessarily have to fool you for you to go, do you know what, I do want a holiday. Like, or
True. Yeah. Yeah.
do you know what? I do want a PS5. Like, it's a load of shit, but yeah, actually, I do want it. That would make me feel better.
Yeah, and that's the thing, because you might already want that. You might already want that thing, and then if they're doing a deal for Blue Monday, then great, like fine. It's the same as like Black Friday, right?
Cyber Monday.
So some examples of marketing campaigns that businesses have used on Blue Monday: Tesco, obviously big supermarket chain here. Blueberry Monday, they were giving away free fruit and setting up a blueberry smoothie station in a lot of stores. You can go and get your blueberry smoothie.
It's a hype.
Up for that?
Yeah, I'm up for that.
And they kind of based the campaign around like a anti-obesity or like a promoting like healthy living and stuff. Obviously, it's just to get people in the shop, right? Like, free fruit today. Let's go, Tesco.
It sounded like a football show. Let's go, Tesco. Let's go, Tesco.
Pret sandwich and coffees and that. They done pass on the coffee sleeve. So like the little sleeves that come around like a coffee cup. You would buy a coffee, and if you had this like blue sleeve or whatever, you could pass that on to a stranger, and they could go into a Pret and get a free coffee. So it's meant to be like, hey, help someone out, like talk to people in the street and stuff.
Couldn't do that now, could you?
No.
You're gonna be able to pass it on without sanitising it.
You got to throw it from 2 meters away. Yeah, of course, just a good way to get more people in the shop, right? Like, gonna get a free coffee. You're also gonna pick up a sandwich or whatever. There's also a happiest day of the year. I don't know if it had a name, which was also a marketing campaign from Walls Ice Cream, because it was in the middle of June, which is apparently the happiest day. Because obviously the complete opposite, the weather's great and people are going on holiday and having fun and stuff. So that's like statistically the happiest day of the year. This is all kind of
Walls Ice Cream. Love it.
What I mean, you never just buy just walls though, right? They're like they make like other things, right?
No, they do just make like
they do make ice cream and get them in like tubs.
Oh, like the
soft
soft serve, like yeah. You're right. Like just a big tub of vanilla. Yeah.
They do a good vegan one actually as well.
Do they now?
Vegan ice cream, yeah.
Yeah, there is a good vegan scoop that I like. I'm sure Inevitable Vegan Future knows about it. That's it. Swedish glacé non-dairy.
That's a good one.
It's fucking it's banging. I wish I had thought about that. And they used to do a Ben and Jerry's peanut butter one, and it was fucking levels. But then they just stopped doing it. I think they changed the recipe, and it weren't as good, and then they just stopped it altogether. But I could smash a whole tub of that. Like, no, it was pretty good they stopped doing it because it was too easy. You could easily back a whole tub. Anyway, peanut butter.
So Blue Monday is probably one of the more successful advertising campaigns out there, because every single year it does work. Like you said, there's probably a lot of people that do just want a holiday. They've been thinking about it anyway, and now they're like, oh yeah, cool, a deal, you know. The downside to it obviously is, I think if you tell people this is the most depressing time of the year, you're depressed right now, you're not feeling too great, are you? It's obviously going to make people feel like they are depressed and so on.
Yeah, it could also make you, just like on the flip side of that, it could make you go, oh fuck it, like I understand why maybe I feel a bit shit now, so I can contextualize it.
Maybe. I guess I think a lot of like mental health charities tend to like raise awareness around that day and stuff, and be like, hey, like talk to someone,
like don't worry, you know. Yeah.
What I wanted to talk about was advertising campaigns that have not gone so well.
Oh, nice.
So, I don't know if you guys can think of any off the top of your head, if you can remember any advertising campaigns that don't work, but I've got a big list of examples.
I'm sure there's got to be some that like haven't aged well, that kind of like.
Yes, there's a lot that didn't age at all.
I remember a weird video for condoms, which was about like a kid kicking off in a super. I think it was like a Danish advert.
Oh
Swedish
advert
or something. And the kid's like kicking off in the supermarket, like throwing, shit off.
One of the worst tantrums, screaming.
Yeah, like horrible tantrum. And then at the end it comes up like use a condom.
Yeah. I feel that's something that would have been on like Tarrant on TV. Do you remember that?
Oh, that's just
Do you
before
remember
my
Tarrant on
time.
TV?
Yeah.
So it was Chris Tarrant of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire fame.
And he was on TV?
And he was on TV now. And it was like a sort of clip show of adverts from around the world. My uncle from Australia actually had an advert that he made on Tarrant on TV.
Oh, yeah.
He loved it, yeah.
What was the advert for?
Something about a car. It was like a car advert. I don't know, something like that. But it was funny, you know. So he used to do like funny. It was like funny adverts around the world, and he'd show them. Isn't that funny now? That's basically like a YouTube channel, really.
Yeah, YouTube before YouTube.
Yeah, it's like You've Been Framed and like ridiculousness and stuff like that. It's
Yeah.
basically just like, you know, America's funniest home videos and stuff, but the internet age now.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just for like old people that don't go on the internet and haven't seen these clips. They're sitting there just laughing at fucking Charlie Bit My Finger 12 years later. Like,
well, they did it, innit?
Brilliant.
Yeah, wasn't it Rude Tube?
Rude
They still do
Tube,
that on
with
Channel 4.
He's so not funny, that Alex Zane. Oh,
yeah.
I fucking hate it. If you're listening, Alex, you're shit, man. He's probably alright. It's probably just the writers for that show. He probably looks at the script and goes, "What is this shit?" And then and then has to read it.
I'll tell you another one. This would have been a good advert. I don't know whether it's one of those ones where they always knew it was going to get banned, but knew it'd do the rounds anyway. But I feel like when you watch the advert, it's like it's been re-uploaded. So maybe that's not true. It feels like it was a bit older. Anyway, it's like for Scampi fries. Have you seen it?
No.
So have you ever had Scampi fries? You know, you're familiar
Fucking
with.
love them.
So they're like things you get in a pub, and they're kind of fishy smelling.
Yeah.
And the video, the advert, is like there's these lads at like a house party.
Oh, with
and
the
like
fish, the fingers.
Yeah, a girl walks past, and he gives his mate a look like as if to say, and they're all like as if like like kind of no chance. And he goes like, "What's this?" And he sort of follows her, and he walks up to her. She goes looking to her, and she gives him like mugs him straight off, shuts the door. He runs to a bedroom, gets a pack of Scampi fries out, like scoffs them down, and then goes back to sit to his mates, and then like sits down as she walks past and gives them a look as if to say, and they're like, "Nah," and he's like, "Yeah, look, smell," and rubs his fingers in all their face.
That's so shit.
I know.
Yeah.
And apparently it comes up with like it does look like it legitimately was a Scampi fries ever that they made, but
Probably, because there are some awful ones, and I've got some awful ones in this list here. So one of them is quite recent. Do you guys remember the Pepsi advert recently with Kendall Jenner in it?
Oh yeah, what at the riot or not riot, like a protest. Or something, right?
Part of it was like the timing, because it was around the time that like the Black Lives Matter movement kind of first started, I guess, and there was protests. This is probably like maybe like 6 years ago or something, 5-6 years maybe. And the ad campaign was called Live for Now. And the advert, if you haven't seen it, is there's people protesting in the streets. They've got their signs. They're all shouting and stuff. People are fighting. There's a big line of police officers with their shields and everything. And it's all kicking off. And fucking old Kendall Jenner comes out. She's got a can of Pepsi in hand. she parts the crowd like Moses parting the sea of angry protesters. Walks straight to the front line of the police, the police like barrage that they have there. And, instead of the police doing what they would normally do and pepper spraying her or beating her to shit on the floor or, shooting her, she hands a can of Pepsi. The officer cracks it open. He takes a swig. Kendall walks back all triumphantly. The crowd go wild. Yeah! The police like Pepsi, just like us. And the police officer takes a sip. He looks at his mate like, you know what? We're not too different, us and them. Like, we all like a bit of Pepsi. And that's the advert. And then the crowd are all like, conveniently, there's a bucket of ice with Pepsi in it just at the protest. And I guess instead of picking it up and just launching at each other's heads, which would actually happen, they all just they all have a little Pepsi party.
Pepsi.
Yeah.
Isn't there a really obnoxious song in it as well?
Yeah, the song is like really like uplifting and like a happy. You know those songs that they put over the top of like those videos that's like, I found a stray dog and cleaned him and now he's happy. And you see those videos on Facebook. And the song starts off all sad and at the end it's like all epic. It's basically a song like that. and it was very tone deaf. You got a lot of people that were obviously. The thing is, with these adverts, I wonder, did they know it was going to have that response? Like, did they purposely make an advert that would be controversial?
Sometimes you do think that, didn't you? Yeah, that definitely happens sometimes when they make one where they know it's going to be in the right side of history, as it were. You know, like the point they're making is not talking about this one per se. This was dog shit. But like other times where they make a like legit point, but then like you also know you're going to get knuckle draggers kicking off about it. And
well, like how many people stopped drinking Pepsi and still don't drink Pepsi and switch to Coke after this advert? Like none, surely. Like, I'm sure some people were like, that's awful, I'm not going to drink it, and they've forgotten. Like, it's a few years later. No one goes into a restaurant, are you Pepsi or Coke? Pepsi. Oh, fuck off. Like,
I always liked like if you went into a restaurant or something and asked for a Pepsi and they said, I've got a Coke, is that okay? Oh yeah, there's just like there's no difference for me. Like it's just
there is a difference. Like, it does taste different, but surely no one go like, oh, I'll have a Coke. Oh, it's Pepsi. Is that all right? And be like, no,
just kicking off.
Give me a water.
I'll leave it then.
Like, no one does that.
It was always put as like a really big deal. You know, sorry,
but again, that's advertising, isn't it?
Coke establishment.
Yeah. So that one, I don't think that one's not too bad. Because like it wasn't inherently offensive, I guess. It was really tone deaf, like just not good as well.
Bad timing, They probably made it because it obviously takes ages to make and fucking release an advert. They probably made it months before.
Oh yeah, ages.
And then just with none of that in mind.
Yeah. Also, just having like a Kardashian essentially, like being the woman of the people as well.
Yeah, doesn't work. Yeah.
This one is offensive. So when Sony was releasing PSP, portable PlayStation Portable. Yeah. It was like 2000. I haven't got the details.
Sorry to correct you there, Thomas. PlayStation Portable.
Yeah. It came out in black first of all, and then about a year later they released a white version. And there was an advert. It was a big billboard, and it's pretty awful. Let me I'll send you guys a photo.
I can't really remember the white PSPs.
No, well, so this photo it's a big billboard, and it's a black background, and then there's a white woman who's dressed in all white, and she's got white hair, and then there's a black woman, and the white woman's looking very angry, looking down at this black woman, holding her face.
Crazy.
The black woman's looking up, all kind of like scared and I guess almost like scared, I guess, but
uncomfortable. Yeah.
Uncomfortable, and then it says, "White is coming."
That's fucked. Fuck off.
Yeah.
No way. Was that in the UK or America or like? No, it's not. It's you can see it's a Europe or bottom left. There's a sign.
That's the Netherlands.
Lingerbaan.
No, it's racist. Cloggies. I'm going to have words with Lynn.
So yeah, I don't know how many countries it was up in. Like when you look at the photos, all of the photos seem to be just this one billboard.
Did that one, yeah.
So I don't know how like widespread the ad campaign was, but it was Sony, like because Sony did have to make a statement about it and say, sorry, didn't really.
Well, you say it was Sony, it'll be like in different countries they probably have they'll have advertising companies that win the Sony deal for that, you know, we got the Sony deal for this campaign, we're doing the PSP campaign, you know.
Yeah, but it still has to be approved and stuff. Yeah, it goes through a lot.
You'd think there's no way they don't sign it off. Yeah, they must do.
Yeah, the only thing I can think is that obviously Sony's like a Japanese country, right? Maybe they didn't really consider like the racial kind of tension between, like, I don't know.
That's a fail, whatever the fuck way you chalk it up.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know why I'm trying to defend it, but like, it's pretty rough.
It was specific to the Netherlands. It was a campaign. There's a news article from 2006. Sony pulls controversial Dutch PSP ad.
Yeah, and they basically made a statement saying like, we didn't mean it to relate to people in any way. It was just meant to be, representation that the white PSP is coming. It's gonna, outsell the black one. Whatever. People love like a white console. So they tried to sort of defend it that way, but
No,
it's
not
bad.
dude.
I feel like this one.
It's real bad. Go on.
It wasn't. There's no way it was intentional. Like this one wasn't one that's intentionally done to like drum up drama. Surely not.
Nah, surely not. That's just a real missing fucking. I don't know how that happened, but
it's strange that it's just for the Netherlands though. Like it must have been a. I don't know if they have like local advertising agencies.
Yeah,
it must be like what Rob says.
It will be. Yeah, it'll be. They'll outsource it to like an agency who win the deal in the Netherlands. Oh, we got the Sony deal,
Yeah.
Because it'd have to be. They'd use local ones as well because you'd know how to advertise at Dutch people more. You'd know it'd be different. The way you advertise at a Dutch person would be different to the way you advertise at an English person.
Yeah, true. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah, we need to use racism.
All right, I'm trying to find. So this next one here, I think it's from 1997, and this is one that
glory days.
I wasn't old enough at the time to know what the world was like, socially and politically, but it definitely hasn't aged well, and I don't know whether it was appropriate at the time either. It was Holiday Inn, and the advert is a bunch of people sort of in like a bar environment. There's lots of people dressed nice or whatever, and it's meant to be a school reunion. So these people all like in their 30s or whatever, and they're getting to know each other. And then this woman's walking through, and you don't know, but it's a trans woman. And there's a male voice, which is the trans woman's voice, saying, and it's like zooming in on her body parts, and it will say like, new lips, $3,000, and like new like dress, like $200, and it says like new chest, and it like zooms in on her boobs, and it's like $8,000, and then she like, and all the men are like looking at her like, whoa. She's walking past like, who's this hot girl? Who's this girl we used to go to school with that's now blossomed and become this attractive woman? And then she goes up to the guys and like introduces herself, and they realise that it's previously a man, and they're all like, ugh, like really sort of like shocked and almost disgusted. And then the voice that's saying $3,000, $8,000, and it says, and it's what's it says? Imagine how a Holiday Inn will look when we spend $1 billion, because they was in the middle of having like a big $1 billion revamp of all their hotels. And it's like, for one, it's not even a good advert.
No,
like, just say our hotels are going to be better. Like, but instead they're like, oh yeah, there's this, trans woman who's just spent loads on making herself look like a attractive woman, but then when you realise it's actually a Holiday Inn,
that's clearly like being targeted, because it says it's a Super Bowl ad, so they're just like targeting like middle-aged executive blokes that are going to joke about it with their mates, and then take business trips and shit. Like, clearly that's their target audience, right?
So that one, that one hasn't aged well. I don't know how much of a controversy it probably stirred up at the time. Probably not a lot, to be honest. People were probably just
not
like,
a lot at all.
Like, that's a bit weird. Whatever. There's probably like the fringe, group of people that are like, you can't say that, but that was 26 years ago.
Well, that was like Ace Ventura would have been around that time. There's a whole storyline in that.
Yeah, there is. This one's funny. Susan Boyle, she was releasing an album called Susan, and they were having an album party on Twitter, so they used the hashtag Susan Album Party, which if you have a look at what it looks like when you type in Susan album party.
Go on, do it for us.
I've copied and pasted it for you. It says Sue's anal bum party. So this is one that I don't know if anyone noticed it at the time, but it really worked because how many people would have been hashtag Susan album party? Not that many. How many people are going to laugh and hashtag Sue's anal bum party?
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
So do you think that was one where they would definitely knew the crack? Like maybe they didn't when they wrote it, and then when someone wrote it, someone along the line went, hang about.
Yeah.
Did you realise what this is, guys? And then they went, oh, fuck it. Let's do it anyway. Or do you think they just did it, didn't realise, and then went, well, let's roll with it? Happy accident, like.
Yeah, I mean, it was a happy accident. I'm sure, like, Susan was probably not
probably
as...
wasn't overly
I mean, yeah, I don't know.
it.
Maybe she was. Maybe she found it funny. But, like, she probably wanted her album launch party to be people talking about the music and being like, oh, great job, Sue, like, whatever. But instead, they're talking about her anal bum party. I remember it at the time as well. Like, obviously, it wasn't... I mean, it probably was a long time ago. It doesn't feel like a long time ago. But I remember... being on Twitter and it was trending. Like, it's trending at the time, and I was like, this is when, like, trends on Twitter now, your trends are catered for you. So it's like, what are people with your interests talking about? So if you're into football, it'd be like, whatever games on at the moment, so on, so on. But trends used to be the same for everyone. So it'd just be whoever was, I think maybe it was like in the UK or whatever. So whatever's trending in the UK. And yeah, I remember Sue's anal bum party trending, like top trend for the whole day. It was great. But yeah, it worked.
That is a good one. It made me think of penisland.com. Do you remember that?
I do remember that, yeah.
And I just went to search it, right? And it opened up a song in Apple Music. But then I've just realised I think my fucking subscription's run out, so I can't see what song it is. It's getting me to sign up. Someone check.
Oh, redirecting. No, mine's redirected to LinkedIn.
What?
It's a job for Swedish to English translator.
Does it just do something different every time you fucking... Yeah, it does something different every time you do it.
Oh,
and that's penisland.net.
.net.
Many companies specialise in custom pens in bulk orders of hundreds of thousands of units.
See, they've bought .net, haven't they?
Well, do you remember, it wouldn't have been as big of a thing over here, but whitehouse.com.
Nah, what was that?
It was a porn website, but obviously, like, in America, I guess, like, you might think that's the website for the White House, but it was actually whitehouse.gov is the website for the White House.
Nice.
So people who would, like, and kids at school would be like, we're going to go to the, mine gives me a potential security risk. Firefox detected an issue.
Yeah, that doesn't work. I tried that.
Okay.
Maybe it doesn't work anymore.
But yeah, I think it was one of those classic things. Like over here, we used to always say, go to penisland.com or whatever.
Yeah.
I think kids in America would do the same thing and say whitehouse.com, and maybe a lot of schools hadn't blacklisted the website. So it'd be like a porn website you could get in school, or like you tell the teacher to go to it or something. And
do you remember lemonparty.org?
No, I don't remember Lemon Party.
Go on Lemon Party. Yeah, go on.
Lemonparty.org. Is it still a thing?
I'm not sure. I don't think it is. Is it still a thing? Is it still a thing? Mine doesn't. I can't get it.
It's three old geezers having like one's sucking the other one's dick.
What is it? Goatsy as well?
Goatsy is a good one. Was that actually like a website? Like, this is... I can create a free account.
That was just like a domain that someone had just uploaded. A bit like Lemon Pie, right? It's just an image.
It was just like a GIF, basically, yeah.
Yeah, Meat Spin.
Yeah.
Remember Meat Spin?
Yeah, I do remember Meat Spin, yeah.
Classic. On Pen Island, there's different sections, and it says wood. Artisan wood pens.
I see that. We specialise in wood, it says.
We specialise in wood.
Yeah, which is good.
Can I provide my own wood? In most cases, we can handle your wood. We require all shipments to be clean.
Is it even a website, or are they just literally just
it must be like
carrying on the troll?
Yeah, it must be. I wonder what there's an email account. I wonder if we email them whether we'll get a legit response.
Go on, George, that sounds like a bit you. See what they say.
I'll email them. We understand your desires don't fit into a standard online order form. Contact us today and we will have a pen concierge work with you to bring your design to life.
Is this PenIsland.what?
.net. PenIsland.net. I mean,
.net.
I think it's just like a joke website.
Oh yeah,
surely.
Because the logo is like a palm tree, but it's in the shape of a yeah.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. I didn't even notice that.
I wonder if someone's still.
Oh
manning
yeah,
the,
I didn't even notice that.
It's brilliant. I'm going to email them.
Yeah, some of the like the FAQ as well. Do you ship internationally? It says absolutely. We've shipped packages to 6 of the 7 continents. If you live in Antarctica, contact us for a special discount. Can I provide my own wood? In most cases, we can handle your wood. We do require all shipments to be clean, free of parasites, and pass a standard customs inspection.
That's okay. I just said that, but
I was too busy looking at the. I was too busy looking at the logo.
Gazing into its glory.
You can get samples by contacting sales@penisland.com.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Go on, George. Reach out to her.
They're quite a good. They're quite a good little pen. I like the little logo.
Go on, Luke.
We'll see. I'll see if we can get some banter going with PenIsland.net. We'll get a sponsor. Imagine we got them to sponsor
and send us a pen. Like.
Yeah, I like the little. Yeah, your pen is our business. Like, and they've been clever with the spacing between like pen and IS there.
Yeah.
So Krispy Kreme, they rolled out like I don't know if it was like a subscription service or something, but like it was called Krispy Kreme Club Wednesday. Obviously, Krispy Kreme is spelt with 2 Ks, so they spelt the club with a 3rd K. So use the hashtag KKK Wednesday.
I think I heard about that. I think I remember hearing about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake.
Didn't hit the mark with that one. Some of these I do like.
See, that's when you think, how did that get through? How did that, like, there's no way, like, maybe with a Twitter account, just like, there ain't many people that check that, you know, like, it doesn't go through too many checks and balances. But, like, not so much as with, like, the advert. But ones with, like, an advert campaign, like the one earlier with the advert, it's like, how many people must have signed that off down the line?
Yeah, I feel like you only need more than one person and they would have figured out that having KKK Wednesday's not good. Because I can imagine, like, if you've been working on something and obviously you don't realise, like, you can't see it from another perspective. Like, KKK just means Krispy Kreme Club. Like, and that's all you see when you see those letters. But all it takes is surely one other person. Surely he goes home, like, surely that person goes home and like talks that, oh yeah, we got this new campaign, KKK Wednesday. Like, oh, hold on, love. Like, KKK.
Well, where was this? What country was it?
America.
It was in America, yeah. Because I was going to say maybe if it was in, a European country, there might not be that sort of link,
instant connotation. Yeah.
But America, you would have thought that would be.
Yeah, you would. Like you say, you don't have to mention. It could be like a small team, who run with a Twitter, and then
so it was actually
Triple K Wednesdays.
Yeah, not,
looking at it as that, not KKK.
Okay, so. To be honest, I hadn't really looked into it at all. But it wasn't America, it was the UK, and it was just one particular branch in Hull. So, yeah.
That's completely different.
Yeah, I had it in my mind like the entirety of the like Krispy Kreme US was like behind this KKK movement. But no, it was probably just one person who worked in the whole branch in UK. Whole UK branch of popular donut chain apologises for inappropriate promotion of Krispy Kreme Club Wednesdays over the Ku Klux Klan connotation. So yeah, it was just the one branch. Yeah, that's it.
That's a good one.
Yeah, but I guess it worked. Like, it probably got more people talking about the Krispy Kreme in Hull than any other time.
Yeah, we're talking about it now. Never been Hull.
No, if we go
Hull
Hull next, we're going to turn up with our hoods and have a donut
on a Wednesday.
Yeah. Bud Light. This one, I don't know when it was, but I think it was quite a while ago, and it has a similar kind of vibe to the Holiday Inn one, where it seemed like it could have been like maybe like a Super Bowl commercial or something, but they were using like it was a hashtag, so it couldn't have been like too long ago, like the 90s or whatever. But they had a sort of like a campaign where the slogan was hashtag up for whatever, and the whole idea was like, live life to the full, like say no to nothing, have a beer. But there was a slogan, it was printed on the bottles and it was on the adverts, and it said, the perfect beer for removing no from your vocabulary for the night. And hashtag up for whatever. And
I think I remember the campaign as like a... maybe I've imagined that. Well, did it go out as videos? So I remember like a guy walking through and saying yes loads of things and ending up like on stage somewhere or something like that.
Maybe.
Or something like that.
There is a Jim Carrey film called Yes Man, which is basically that, right?
Maybe I'm just thinking of that.
He has to say yes to everything, and
yeah.
But the advert was like, I only saw like a couple second clip of it, but there's a man and a woman in a bar, and the woman says to the man like, if you drink this, will you be up for anything or something? And he's like, hell yeah, like kind of thing. And yeah, obviously there's a lot of connotations to consent and spiking and stuff like that. But yeah, again, it was another one where they had to just apologise and pull the ad.
See, that's gone through a lot of stages, that. If they filmed an ad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's stupid.
We got another one from Pepsi. This one's pretty mad. So in the Philippines, they were trying to boost sales. So they were running like a competition where you're in the bottle cap, you would have a number printed, and it'd be like a 3-digit number. And then I think for like an entire week or month or something, they would announce who like the winner for the day is, or the winner for the week or whatever, and you'd win 1 million pesos, which was about 30 grand. And obviously they'd print it and there'd be all random numbers, and then obviously like these kind of things, they're kind of rigged. So like the winning number, there's only about 2 of them out there or something, and someone might not even get it, like they might just throw it in a bin. And they accidentally announced the wrong number. So they said, and the winner for today, the lucky number who's going to win 1 million pesos is number 349. 800,000 people had that number. So 800,000 people tried to claim that they're 1 million pesos or 40 grand in like in dollars. And they said no. They said like, I think under the bottle cap was also like a little barcode or like a security code. They said, no, it has to have the right security code. But then everyone argued, well, that wasn't the deal. Like you said, it was just the number. Obviously, it was a mistake. Like they weren't meant to announce that number. In the end, they settled and they offered everybody who had that number $18.
That's quite a come down.
Yeah. So people actually, there was riots in the streets. People were actually like burning Pepsi trucks and shit. Like if they like, and like just like knocking over Pepsi fridges in shops
Jenner
and
when
stuff.
You need her.
Yeah, she's before her time. But in the article I said, it just said people actually like died.
Back in time.
People did die in the riots. Like people were kicking off. I'm sure like it. Like many riots, people get a bit too carried away with their rioting, didn't they?
Yeah.
But yeah, so Pepsi.
There was definitely some people writing in that didn't even have that number.
Oh no!
Like,
yeah.
Fuck you, Pepsi.
Yeah. Moving from Pepsi onto Coke.
You ever won anything, by the way, in like crisps? You remember do you remember the blue packet always used to be a thing? You remember that?
I didn't know a blue packet. I know you get like the golden cream egg on that.
No, so in like Walker's Crisps, you used to get a little like blue packet.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think it's one of those health and safety gone mad things. They had to stop like putting it in because someone choked on a blue packet once, maybe, or like someone like just ate the blue packet. I don't know. One of those things. Yeah. People say was why they stopped. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But yeah, you used to be you'd get like an instant win, like a check or something, and like I think I I won one once, and it was like a lot of times it was a free bag of crisps. You know, like you just get the blue packet and you'd be buzzing because that meant you'd won something. And quite often it was a free bag of crisps. But I got like a pound, and it was a check, and you had to go and pay it in the bank. But it was a pound, and it had like Gary Lineker's like signature on it, and like this girl at school like. So I don't even thought it'd be funny, or was maybe being a little mean. I don't know. Like tried to like take it from me. I think maybe she thought it was funny, like joking around, because I was buzzing that I'd won it. I was like lit. I was like, and she and it fucking ripped. And I remember, and the next day she came in with a £1 coin and gave me a
pound.
I think she must have told her mum, and like And I still like, I remember my mum like stuck it on the wall, like sellotaped it, and like we can keep it for a bit if you want.
You should have just tried to cash it in anyway. £2 then.
I know I should have done. In hindsight, George, I know. What was I thinking? What was that? I think my mum probably thought that was a moral.
Imagine if you'd done that £1 today would be worth £1. So
less than £1, probably.
Less than £1, probably. Yeah.
Anyway,
we won a trip to Disneyland when I was about.
No way. That's completely better.
Yeah, I was probably about 13, 14.
Did someone try and rip that up as well?
No.
How did that happen?
I can't remember exactly what happened. It was one of those where you had to cut things out of the paper like every week or something. And I think it was the Sun. I don't know, but like you had to cut like a little voucher out of the paper, and then you collect them all, and then you send it off to prove that you collected them all. And then even then, you're not guaranteed to win. Like you're just that enters you in. And we won a trip to Disneyland. It was in the betwixt. It was between Christmas and New Year's.
And hype on that phrase.
Crimbo limbo.
Yeah. Not hype on that phrase.
No. It was good. It was like Disneyland Paris, not the American one. But like travel and hotels and food and stuff was all covered. Got to stay in like the good hotels, that the one that are actually like in the park and that. It's pretty cool.
My friend Mega C James has a has a good Disneyland story. He woke up one morning and he got woke up by his dad. He was in school, and his dad was like, "You're not going to school today," and he's like, "What?" He's like, "We're going to Disneyland," and it was just like, "No, okay," you'd imagine as a kid,
emotional
like,
overload.
And they get in the car. And they drive back, and they're driving there, and they get to the Dover, wherever they get. It's like, it's like 6 a.m. or whatever. And they drive down to Dover, and they get to check in, and they're like, "Passports, please." And he's like, Lynn, you got the passports? Like, and she's like, "What?" And they're both like, she's like, "Well, you haven't brought passports." And he's like, I didn't know we needed passports. Like, I didn't think about it. And they were like, and they hadn't brought passports. And they were like, he's like asleep in the car this time.
Yeah.
As well, he's gone back to sleep. And then like they basically get woke up back up, and they're like, well, I think they wake up to hear this. He comes to hear them basically like realise what's going on. They're like, no passports. And they're sort of like kind of arguing a bit, like his mum and dad, like, how do you not know we needed fucking passports? Like, and then they're sitting and they drive home. And by the time they get home, it's like 8, so he's like, well, you might as well go to school.
Doesn't even get a day off school.
No, and he had to make him go to school.
At least have a day off, watch some Disney films. And
and he was just super tired as well, because he just like got woke up for a drive. That's brutal, isn't it?
Did he ever manage to go to Disney World, like Disneyland? Did he get taken again?
I don't even know. Maybe like out of term time then, I don't know.
Yeah, they better have actually taking him.
Yeah, I feel like they don't. Like, whenever he tells that story, maybe he's just bitter about that part of it. He never like mentions that we did go.
My a similar kind of thing. My nan and granddad live about, I don't know, 100 miles away. So it's not like crazy far, but like 2-hour drive or something. And as a kid, it was always like a real sort of exciting, cool thing to like go to nan and granddad's house. And one day, woke up for school, and my mum and my dad hadn't gone to work, which was like weird. I was like, oh, and he's like, oh yeah, it's day off today. Like, didn't have to go in. Okay, that's weird. But I was about 7 or 8, didn't really consider that was a thing. Whatever.
Yeah.
And then
get a job, Dad.
I'm like, where's my school uniform? Like, getting ready for school, and my mum has laid out non-school uniform clothes, and she's like, oh, it's non-uniform day today. I'm like, Okay, I didn't know about that, but cool. I'll put the uniform on. And then I lived like literally a 5-minute walk from the school. We get out, my mum and dad have got all bags and stuff, and they get in the car. I'm like, why are we getting in the car? And we're like, oh, we're just going a different way today. And I was like, in my mind, I was like, okay, sure, like, we're going to go a different way. And my dad was driving. I don't know if my dad had ever like dropped me off at school. It was almost my mum, but my dad was driving, and I knew the way to school because it's literally just like one road to the school, and that's it. And my dad like goes a different way. And I'm like, oh, Dad, school's that way. Dad's like, oh no, a different way. He's driving. I didn't notice until we was like 40 miles in. They live in like Yarmouth. It took me until we got to Ipswich to realise that we halfway between like London and Yarmouth. There's a when you're going down the A12, there's a massive roundabout with a big Toys R Us on it, and that was always, as a kid, like the halfway point to Nan and Granddad's house. It wasn't until we got to that point I went, we're not going to school, are we? No, it's already like 10 a.m. or something. We've missed school. It took me that long to realise. They must have thought we've got a dumb fucking kid. I'm just sitting in the back, like looking forward to school. Like, oh, I can't wait to see my mates. Like, and yeah, I'm wondering why my brother's with me. Like, he doesn't even go to school yet. Like, I don't know what's going on. Took me so fucking long. It's so stupid. All right, the last couple of these stupid ad campaigns. This one's quite a well-known one. When Coke changed it to New Coke, it was in like the 80s, so I weren't around, and you guys might not remember it, but the Coke changed its recipe and rebranded and said, oh, we're bringing out New Coke, this is going to be better than Coke. And people hated it. Like, everybody said, we hate this New Coke, it's disgusting. Pepsi capitalized on it and had like adverts saying they'd won the soda wars and everything, and then they switched back after about 2 or 3 months to the original Coke. Most people put this down as like a fail. They say that Coke tried to rebrand, make it cheaper or whatever. People hated it, so they went back to the old style. There's a little conspiracy theory that when they changed back to the old style, it wasn't the old one. It was close to the old one. But what they done, they didn't want to just change recipe because they knew people would notice. So they changed to something that they knew was worse, and they knew people would kick off, and then they could switch back and say, we've switched back to the old one, and people would taste it and go, yep, that's the old one, I like it. But people theorised that it's not the same. They actually done a switch, but they done the whole like...
switcheroo.
That is like the double switch, yeah.
Yeah. And
the bait and switch.
Yeah, I don't know, obviously, but that's an interesting one.
That is an interesting one.
Yeah.
Do you think Coke, for some reason, Coke always looks better in like one of those old cans, like an 80s can with like a different pouring?
Yeah.
I don't know why. It always looks nicer. It's like a Coke out of a glass bottle. For some reason, always tastes nicer.
Yeah, and when it says Coke on it and not Coca-Cola, like...
Yeah.
For some reason, that's just more appealing. I don't know.
Do you remember clear Coke, like Crystal? Is it called Crystal Coke or something?
Oh,
Crystal
no.
Coca-Cola.
I'm sort of vague. I don't know if I've ever had
Crystal.
one.
I remember they tried to do...
Coke.
Well, I don't remember, but I've heard about when they tried to do Coke water, and it turns out they were just bottling tap water and selling it.
Like Peckham Springs.
Yeah, like they were just... yeah, and it didn't last long.
Coca-Cola Clear is a colourless variant of Coca-Cola, released in 2018. Didn't realise it was that recently. But yeah, it's just completely clear.
Huh.
Weird.
Burger King had one pretty recently where they'd done like a campaign where it was like they were trying to promote how like the ingredients in a Whopper are all natural and healthy or whatever, and they said, oh, get your Alexa or your Google Home or something to read out the ingredients for a Burger King. So you could say, hey, Alexa, what's in a Whopper? And it would read out all the ingredients. Now, of course, it pulled all the ingredients from like online sources like Wikipedia and stuff, which people could edit. So people were changing it. So you'd say, like, what's in a Whopper? And I'd say, human, cum, and cyanide. And they're sort of reading out like the most ridiculous things.
That's good.
which is a good one. And then another fairly recent one is Facebook were trying to like show off their VR like headset and shit. And this is one of the most tone deaf things ever. There was like this hurricane in Puerto Rico, and Mark Zuckerberg thought it'd be a good idea to visit the hurricane site in VR. So he was like, he's like in VR, and he's like a little, but you can basically see Puerto Rico, and you can see like people's houses demolished and stuff. And his little cartoon character, it's like a cartoon, like a Nintendo
Like
Wii
an avatar
character.
thing.
Yeah. He's standing there, and he's like talking to this other cartoon character woman, and they're talking about like, this is how much money we're donating to the cause and stuff, and they're doing a good thing, they're donating money, blah blah blah. But he's really hammering in like, wow, it feels like I'm actually here with the new Facebook VR headset. And like, it's just awful. And like, the characters are like they're not programmed to be in a Puerto Rican like hurricane site, so the characters are just standing there smiling and shit, and like, it's really tone deaf.
I need to see that.
That's funny. Yeah. It's good. Yeah, there'll be like pictures on the screen for anyone who wants to see what it looks like. Yeah, that's it. That's my list of horrible ad campaigns.
Nice.
Yeah, and just because you're told that it's Blue Monday and that you should be depressed, don't be depressed just because you're told to. And when you see a brand, whether they email you or they tweet you or something on Blue Monday saying to buy this and buy that, you don't have to buy it.
Say no.
Yeah. As much as even if they're doing something nice and positive, they're just trying to sell you stuff. They're just trying to get your money. They don't care about you. Not at all.
Wankers.
No. I say this while I'm wearing a fucking Levi's t-shirt like a fucking idiot. Like, fuck the big brands. But
Yeah, Rob's the only one without a brand on.
yeah.
Vietnamese fisherman's trousers aren't a brand, so it's all right. Rob,
Actually,
really...
I tell you, I'm actually wearing Sea Shepherd jogging bottoms, which is the boat that drives around trying to stop like whaling and overfishing of the seas and stuff like that.
That's right. I support that.
It was on that Seaspiracies thing.
Nice.
I know, mate. What can I say?
Curios Cast sponsored by the Sea Shepherd.
It's inevitable, isn't it?
We should adopt a whale. Call him Curios. And then we're roaming the seas.
Only one that we can train.
We should get the 52 hertz whale.
Yeah.
How about that? Oh, that'd be useless because we can't use him to advertise to other whales.
No,
because no one can hear him.
No one can hear him. Yeah.
Bollocks.
I want to. If we get one, we need to be able to like spray Curios Cast
spray
on it
paint.
or something, or carve it in.
We get one that we can train, and he can come to us. We put a little like people with those like neckerchiefs on a dog, and the little triangle.
Yeah,
little flag.
Yeah, we'll do that on a whale.
Yeah,
and he'll bust
he can
about.
come down like the estuary, when it's all foggy and quiet, and then he can whale song to you.
You listen to it.
I'll play the song to him, and I'll play my whale song to him.
Yeah,
as that's where I was when I wrote it.
And then Lawford will just get really triggered because he can't believe a whale can do.
Then he'll have to believe it because we'll have done it.
Yeah, it's very true.
All ties together.
It all sounds feasible.
And then Bigfoot will come out the fog and.
Rob, earlier on you said you like the word betwixt.
I do.
Made me think of a word that I heard earlier on today, which I thought was good. Gloaming.
Gloaming is a good word.
Yeah, gloaming, which is another word for twilight, which I really like. The
There's a Radiohead song called The Gloaming.
Yeah, it's really good. I like it.
It's a good word.
In fact, it reminds me of the Thames Estuary.
It does.
The gloaming.
Yes, thank you.
The foghorns echoing, rolling over the ice grey waters.
Picturesque. Thanks for reminding me, George. Love it.
Lovely.
Don't forget to rate us 5 stars on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Have we had any new reviews on Apple Podcasts? Because I still can't see it. I'm just interested to know whether anyone's left any funny comments or not.
I don't think so. I mean, I can't remember what the last ones I read out were. I think the most recent one I read out on air was from Jupalup.
Well, if we haven't had any more, don't say, because then it just sounds like we haven't got any.
We've probably had we've had loads.
fans.
Well, we've had loads of people leave the stars and they haven't written anything, but that's fine as long as you're leaving the stars. You know, it's the least you could do. Really, you could do more. It is the least you could do.
Nah, to be fair, the least you could do is nothing.
Yeah,
That is true.
So,
yeah. I never got that phrase when like you say, "Oh, thanks for helping me out, mate. Really, it's the least I could do." It's like, oh, well, so. Like,
yeah.
Well, so you could have helped me out a bit more then, or so it didn't really mean anything to you. The fact it was like literally the least you could do.
Yeah, what you should be saying is that's okay. It was mediocrely difficult.
Yeah, or I
for me
could have
to
done
do,
a lot
or-
less.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's all right, mate. It was quite a stretch.
Thanks for listening. This it was more than the least you could do by listening this far.
Yeah.
The least you could do is not listen at all.
Yeah.
This podcast was the least we could do, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Blue
That
Monday. I
was-
hope you're feeling better by the end of this podcast on your Blue Monday. That's how we
Yeah.
start.
Oh, yeah.
And
Happy
you
Blue Monday.
probably not even listen to this on Monday statistically. I think more people listen on Tuesday than Monday. So
Well, there you go.
how was your Blue
Yeah.
Monday? Hopefully you're not too blue.
Maybe if you're lucky, Rob's going to do a little rendition of Blue Monday.
I was really thinking.
That was the Curios Cast episode 65.
How does it feel when you treat me like you do? You've laid your hands upon me and told me who you are, and I thought I was mistaken. I thought I heard your words. Tell me, how do I feel? Tell me now, how do I feel?